The air in the courtroom weighs heavily, so heavily that breathing seems like a theft. The judge lifts a hand to quiet the annoyed murmurs, and then a clerk appears with a single sheet of printed paper. It's not any item of evidence. It's an email. An email penned by a woman no one here has ever laid eyes on, but one whose sentence could destroy what's left of this already dysfunctional family. She says she wishes to be Kody Brown's new wife. Eyes flick around the room. Christine's lips curl into the slightest smirk. Janelle shakes her head, muttering under her breath. Robyn's hands shake as she grasps the edge of the table, her knuckles white, and Kody, he sits immobilized, jaw clenched, eyes staring at the paper that holds the key to revealing everything he's worked so hard to keep hidden. The judge's voice pierces the tension. This email will be read into the record. The room is tilted, as if all of them are aware that they are about to hear the spark that may set a wildfire. Would you allow this email to be read, if you are the judge? Leave your thoughts in the comments now, because your opinion may just expose more than you think here on Sister Wife Daily Scoop. The judge lowers his reading glasses, surveying the courtroom as if scanning for an exit strategy for the tempest yet to come. The rustle of papers shuffled, the nervous hack of a person in the back row, it all becomes a buzz of expectation. On the surface, this hearing is supposed to be about land and assets, about dollars and deeds. But in truth, everyone knows this case is about something far more dangerous: loyalty, betrayal, and the ghost of a family that once called itself united. Christine sits erect, her posture both exhausted and defiant. She's done this before, years of struggle to be heard, years of being told to hold her tongue for the sake of the family. But today is not one of those days. Today it is not in that courtroom. Today she appears driven by something more pointed, a combination of vindication and rage. To her side, Janelle inclines, pursing her lips. She is more subdued, but her eyes give away the worry of 1,000 nights without sleep. She is here for answers, for closure. But the thing is, she realizes that closure will not be forthcoming when secrets are still slithering out of the darkness. And there's Robyn. Her eyes are white, her posture stiff as she prepares for impact. Once referred to as the favorite wife, but in this moment the label feels like a shackle. Every whisper, every sidelong look, hits her like a jab. She's aware that if this email contains what she's afraid it will, sitting next to Kody won't be secure anymore. It will be a confinement. Kody has his face set at the defense table, jaw clamped, fingers drumming on the wood. The beat is slow at first, then jerky, as if he's restraining words that are searing holes in his throat. He knows what's on its way. He's heard those words before. The issue isn't that the email is there, it's what it stands for. Evidence that even today, despite it all, there are individuals who are willing to get into the ruin of his life and assist him in rebuilding the empire that he refuses to accept is deteriorating. The judge clears his throat. This court has been made aware of an email, filed into evidence by counsel. Although its materiality is in contention, I will permit it to be read into the record. The words cut through the room. Suddenly there is not enough oxygen. Christine's attorney stands, clutching the sheet like a sword. This letter was delivered directly to Mr. Brown, and it not only speaks volumes about his current state of mind, but his intentions for the future. The family is owed honesty. Kody slams his hand on the table. Objection, this is private. It has nothing to do with the land. His voice cracks on the last word, his anger slipping into desperation. The judge fixes him with a cold stare. Sit down, Mr. Brown. You'll have your chance to respond. Kody sinks back, muttering under his breath. But the damage is already done. His outburst has only made everyone lean in closer. Christine leans in close to Janelle, her voice barely above a whisper. He's afraid. See him? He's so afraid. Janelle slowly nods. She does not smile, does not gloat. She simply observes, her chest rising and falling with measured breaths. The clerk moves forward and sets down the microphone. The paper rustles as it's opened, and the quiet becomes oppressive. For a fleeting moment, it's as if the very courtroom could shatter under the pressure of what is about to be said. But then the reading is delayed. The judge holds up a hand. We will recess briefly prior to the introduction of the contents. Counsel, have your admissibility arguments in readiness. A group exhale washes over the room, but no one is really letting their guard down. This isn't relief, it's a reprieve. Everyone knows the axe will come swinging down eventually. Kody stands at once, striding down the hallway, his shoulders lowered like a man beset. Robyn follows him, her heels striking the polished floor with nervous urgency. Christine doesn't move, a sneer broadening into something sinister. Let him squirm, she whispers. He owes it to us. Janelle shifts uncomfortably. She doesn't savor the pain the way Christine does. For her, this isn't about punishment. It's about truth. She just wants the lies to stop, once and for all. As the courtroom clears for recess, rumors burst into hushed whispers. Reporters jot down notes, cameras flash, and rumors buzz speculating who the enigmatic woman may be. Some speculate she's a stranger, a Browns fan who has followed the Browns for years. Others assert she's related to someone in the family circle. But there is one thing that is certain. This email has the potential to alter the direction of everything. Back in the hallway, Robyn pins Kody against the wall. Her voice is trembling but harsh. Why didn't you tell me about this? You said there were no more secrets. Kody paces, running a hand through his hair. Because it doesn't matter, Robyn. It's just some woman. It means nothing. Her eyes blaze with pain. Then why are you looking like you've been caught? For an instant his mask falters, his shoulders slump, his voice falling to a whisper. Because they'll pervert it. They'll make it signify something it doesn't. Robyn looks at him, trying to discern the truth in his eyes, but all she sees is fear. Christine and Janelle observe from afar, standing by the vending machine. Christine shakes her head. He's coming apart. You can see it in every gesture he makes. Janelle crosses her arms. This email, it's not just a distraction. It's proof that he hasn't moved on. He never planned to. Christine raises an eyebrow, her tone edged in sarcasm. Perhaps he is hiring for season 21. The tension among them is broken by the bailiff's call announcing the end of recess. They all slowly move back inside, the air more oppressive than ever before. The judge appears fatigued, but determined. We will continue. The clerk holds up the email again. Every eye in the courtroom settles on that page, as if it contains the ability to rewrite the past, the present, and the future all in one. The first words are to be spoken. And as the paper shakes in the hands of the clerk, the quiet in that room changes from expectation into something much more sinister, knowing that all will never be the same after those words are uttered. The microphone is held firm by the clerk, cradling the paper as if it were an anvil. Each rustle booms through the chamber like thunder. The judge nods, and the first words at last drop into the quiet. Dear Kody, the clerk says, his voice measured and slow. I don't know you, but I think I know you. I have seen your life unfold, and I think that I was supposed to be a part of it. A wave of gasps sweeps through the room. Some people roll their eyes in disbelief, but others narrow in interest. Christine leans back in her chair, arms crossed, a scathing laugh on her lips. Of course, she says. Of course someone is willing to sign up for the circus. Janelle doesn't laugh. She sits stiffly, her jaw clenched, as if every word counts as confirmation of something she's dreaded for years. Robyn buries her face in her hands, shaking fingers trembling across her mouth, tears already ready to spill. She doesn't want to hear this. She doesn't want to think of another woman entering her fragile world. The letter goes on. I am prepared to live in faith, to honor you, and to restore what you have lost. I will not challenge your authority. I will not betray you like the others have. I want to assist you in reclaiming your vision. Kody shifts violently in his seat, muttering, this is ridiculous. His face reddens as he shoots a glare at the clerk, then at the judge. You're letting a stranger's delusion be read like it's evidence? The judge raises a hand. Quiet, Mr. Brown. This court will maintain order. Christine leans forward, her voice low but sharp enough to slice through the silence. Not a stranger. A replacement. The clerk continues reading. I think you were selected to lead, and I think I was selected to stand by your side. Please, Kody, let me try to show you my love. Let us rise again, together. Robyn makes a strangled sob. It is rough-sounding, shocking. She takes a tissue, her shoulders quivering as she attempts to get herself together. Everyone in the courtroom is watching her, but she doesn't care. She knows what they're thinking. If Kody so much as considers this letter, she's expendable. Christine's attorney holds his ground. Your Honor, it's not fantasy. This email demonstrates intent. It demonstrates that Mr. Brown has encouraged the possibility of expanding his marriage again, even after repeated denials. Kody erupts, banging his hand on the table so loudly that the sound echoes throughout the courtroom. I never responded to that message. Do you hear me? Never. I don't even know who this woman is. The judge scowls at him. Another outburst, Mr. Brown, and I will find you in contempt. Kody drops back, fists locked so hard his knuckles are white. Janelle finally speaks, her voice firm but icy. But you didn't say anything. You didn't say anything to any of us, Kody. Why? If it didn't matter, why keep it a secret? Kody doesn't respond. He looks ahead, eyes blazing, lips sealed. The attorney takes advantage of the momentary silence. Your Honor, this matter is one of trust, of transparency and credibility. If Mr. Brown has concealed this communication, it tells something about his state of mind. It indicates he continues to pursue plural marriage in secret, falsely asserting otherwise to control financial and legal consequences. Robyn shakes her head fiercely. No, no, no. He doesn't want this. He doesn't. He promised me. Her voice breaks, and she hides her face in her hands. Christine's laughter shatters the silence once more, this time louder and colder. He promised you. He promised all of us, Robyn. And look how that worked out. Robyn jerks her head up, her eyes burning through tears. You don't understand. He's not that man anymore. Christine's eyes narrow. Isn't he? Because to me, it sounds like nothing's changed. And with that, the courtroom becomes a war zone of shattered promises, each sentence a jab in wounds that never close. The judge bangs his gavel, attempting to rein in the chaos. Enough. This is a court of law, not a play. Counsel, continue. The clerk continues reading, his voice however now bearing a reluctant heavy weight. I know you have been betrayed. I know women who were once by your side turned their backs, but I am not like them. I am faithful. I will never leave you. Janelle gasps for air. Her composure cracks for the first time. Never leave, she utters between her teeth. That's what he wants. Blind loyalty. Christine regards her, her head nodding. And he'll accept it, whoever presents it. The reading concludes on a plaintive note. Write back to me, please. I know I've found the man I've been looking for. Yours, a future wife. The ensuing silence is suffocating. No one exhales. No one stirs. The words hang suspended in the air, like fumes from an explosion. The judge finally gets a word in. The email has been added to the record. Mr. Brown, you can respond. Kody slowly stands up, smoothing out his suit jacket as if he's gearing up for combat. His eyes graze the room. Christine, Janelle, Robyn, the attorneys, the judge, the reporters. Everyone is holding their breath to see if he'll admit, deny, or deflect. His voice is calm initially, practically canned. I did not respond to that email. I do not know this woman. I never invited her to call me, and I never invited her out. This is nothing more than a diversion, a trying to defame me. Christine sits forward, her voice coated in venom. So why didn't you say anything, Kody? Why keep it a secret? Kody pauses, for a split second. It's all Christine requires. She leaps. Because you enjoyed it. Because for the first time in years, someone made you feel desired again. Kody scowls at her, his reserve breaking. You think you know me? You think you know what I desire? Christine doesn't bat an eyelid. I know you better than anyone, Kody. And I know this email did not frighten you. It excited you. The words hang between them, like a blade. Robyn grips Kody's arm, whispering frantically, tell them she's wrong. Tell them you don't want this. But Kody doesn't answer her. He doesn't answer anyone. He just stands there, silent, his face betraying a war he can't win. And in that silence, the courtroom comes to something terrible. Perhaps Christine is correct. Perhaps he did enjoy it. Perhaps he continues to fantasize about rebuilding the same world that annihilated them all. The judge, feeling the seriousness of the occasion, leans forward. Mr. Brown, this court will need to review your letters and telephone records some more. If you are truthful, then you have nothing to hide. Kody's face contorts, his confidence gone. My phone records. The judge nods. Yes, this court will subpoena them immediately. Gasps fill the room once more. Christine's eyes widen, not shock, but satisfaction. Janelle looks down, pitying him. Robyn clenches the table, her knuckles white. And Kody, he slumps back into his chair, his color gone, his breathing shallow. The letter was just the beginning. Now, finally the true truth is going to get dragged into the open. And if those records show even a whiff of encouragement, the whole basis of his defense will fall apart. The judge's decree lingers in the air like a thundercloud. Kody's phone records will be subpoenaed. Kody remains stiff, jaw clenched, sweat dripping down his temple. For a man who has constructed his world on control, this deprivation of power is intolerable. He glares at the judge as if sheer audacity can reverse words already uttered. Christine leans forward, a slow smirk spreading across her face. For once, she doesn't have to say anything. His panic says it all. The bailiff walks in with a folder, as if on cue. Your Honor, preliminary phone logs from Mr. Brown's number. As requested. The courtroom seems to collectively inhale. This is faster than anyone expected. The judge adjusts his glasses. We'll review a few sample entries today before proceeding further. Kody shifts restlessly, his attorney shouting frantically in his ear. But Kody shakes his head, repeating, "It's okay. There's nothing. I didn't do anything." The clerk starts reading from the log. January 12, 11:46 p.m. Outgoing message to unidentified email account. Content, you don't know what you're asking for. The room erupts with murmurs. Robyn's hand shoots to her chest, her lips quivering. No. He said he never responded. Christine glares at her. He lies as easily as he breathes. Kody sits up straight. That wasn't a response. That was me killing it. Do you get that? I was saying no. But the judge holds up a hand. The court will determine how to construe it. Sit down, Mr. Brown. The clerk goes on. February 2nd, 1:07 a.m. Outgoing message. This can't continue. Gasps once more. Janelle speaks at last, her tone low but cutting as a knife. You did right back. More than once. Kody pounds his fist on the table. To finish it, to leave it. Did I want this? Christine moves closer, venom dripping from her voice. No, Kody. You wanted to be pursued. You wanted to be wanted again. And you couldn't help leading it on. Robyn weeps, covering her face. Her fragile world seems to disintegrate at her feet. And in that instant the picture of Kody as the wounded patriarch, misunderstood, is shattered. All that is left is a man caught red-handed, his words betraying the very truth he testified didn't exist. The judge clears his throat, his patience wearing very thin. Order. We are not going to turn this courtroom into a yelling session. He addresses the clerk. Read one more. The clerk pauses, then turns a page. His eyes grow just fractionally wider, and the pause is enough to taut the air. March 14, 9:22 p.m. Outgoing message. If Robyn knew, she would never forgive me. The quiet afterwards is oppressive. Robyn stands stock still, stiff as a statue, eyes wide as if the earth has opened up beneath her feet. Christine takes a deep breath, nearly pleased. There you have it. The true Kody. Robyn's lips quiver, but she can't speak. She grips the edge of the table until her knuckles are white. At last, a whisper slips out. You kept this secret from me? Kody turns to her, frantic. Robyn, listen. Those messages weren't what they were making them sound like. I was closing it down. I swear. Tears stream down her face as she shakes her head. You made me think. You made me stand up for you. Again and again. And all this time. Janelle glances away, face twisted with pity and rage. It's always the same tale. Lies, excuses, half-truths. Christine can't keep quiet any longer. Her voice cracks, shrill, merciless. You've been caught out, Kody. You exploited us. You exploited her. And now you're going to turn your deceptions into some great personal sacrifice. But the truth is plain. You couldn't help but see another woman. You couldn't help but be the pedestal man again. Kody's calm is shattered. He gets up, his finger raised at Christine, his face flushed with anger. You wanted this. You wanted to ruin me for everyone to see. You're so obsessed with bringing me down because you hate that I left you. Christine gets up, her eyes blazing. No, Kody, you destroyed yourself. I'm just the one refusing to look away. The tension snaps like a whip. What had been a trial now resembles a confession booth, each word dragging the past out into light. The judge slams the gavel. Enough. Sit down, you two, or I will empty this courtroom. Slowly, unwillingly, they sit. But the damage is done. Everyone has witnessed raw truth, that Kody's words and his actions no longer fit together. The judge's voice comes again, firm. Based on what has been brought forward, the court will permit further investigation of Mr. Brown's message. We will recess for the day. The gavel comes down, yet no one stirs. The room hangs suspended in the wake of discovery. Christine speaks to Janelle under her breath, as she gathers her belongings. He's falling apart, piece by piece. Janelle does not reply. Yet her silence is deafening. Robyn sits still, her eyes on the table, her body shaking. When she finally does look up, her eyes are puffy,
her voice empty. If he lied about this, what else has he lied about? Kody tries to take her hand, but she pushes him away. The rejection hurts him more than the accusation ever could. For the first time, his boldness cracks and is replaced by something that resembles fear. Christine glides by him on her exit, bending close enough to whisper into his ear. This is only the beginning. Kody's gaze tracks hers, seething with anger. But beneath the anger something else seethes. Panic. Because the truth isn't only catching up to him now, it's pulling him into the light. And there is nowhere left to conceal himself. The courtroom is colder the following morning. Even the fluorescent lights overhead cast a colder glare, as if the walls themselves are judging. Everyone is aware that today will be different. Today, Robyn Brown is on the stand.
She moves slowly to the witness chair. Pale face, unsteady feet. The bailiff extends the Bible, and with shaking hand, she takes the oath. Her voice is so low that the judge requests that she repeat it. Kody gazes at her with pleading eyes, but she deflects his stare. For years, she has been his anchor, his protector, his faithful shield. But now, more often than not, she resembles a woman stepping into the rain, without an umbrella, without protection. Only naked truth and wait to explode. Christine rests back in her chair, arms folded, gaze fixed on Robyn. For Christine, this is vindication in the making. Janelle, softer as ever, gazes at Robyn with something gentler pity and curiosity. She has a question. Will Robyn still defend him? Or is she finally at her limit? The lawyer moves forward. Mrs. Brown, you've been quite outspoken in standing up for your husband. Do you still believe in him today? The question hangs. Robyn's mouth opens, then closes. Her hands ring in her lap, her eyes flicking among the lawyer, the judge, and the floor. Finally she says, barely above a whisper, I don't know anymore. The words splash through the courtroom, like a rock thrown into quiet water. Christine's mouth forms the slightest smile. Kody shifts uncomfortably in his seat, clearly shocked. The lawyer applies pressure softly. What changed? Robyn's eyes brim with tears. I trusted him. When he said there was nothing, when he told me it was all false, I trusted him because that's what I've always done. But now, seeing those messages, hearing his words read aloud, her voice breaks. It's like I don't even know him anymore. Kody can't contain it. Robyn, you know me. You know I wouldn't. The gavel comes down. Mr. Brown, you will be quiet as the witness speaks. Robyn winces at the noise, then finally looks at Kody straight on. Her eyes are bloodshot, but she finds her voice. You made me fight for you. You made me stand up in front of everybody. Christine, Janelle, the world, and fight for you. And the whole time you were keeping this from me. Do you have any idea how embarrassing that is? The subsequent silence is choking. Even Christine, who has waited so long for this day, is stung by Robyn's blunt betrayal. The lawyer moves in. Mrs. Brown, did your husband ever speak of leaving the family for this new woman? The room is filled with gasps. Christine slumps forward, her gaze narrowing. Janelle is rigid, her mouth ajar in shock. Robyn's breath catches. One night, she says carefully, he came in late. He was preoccupied, pacing. I asked him what was the matter, and he said sometimes he wondered if things would have been better if he began again. The sentences hang there, heavy. Christine bangs her hand on the table. I knew it. You wanted out, you were plotting it. Kody shakes his head energetically. That's not true. That's not what I said. But Robyn does not allow him to continue. You looked me in the eyes, Kody, and you told me, maybe I should have made a different choice. Do you have any idea what that did to me? Do you have any idea how hard I fought to make myself believe you didn't say it? Her voice cracks into sobs, her body shaking. It is the moment no one ever expected to see. The faithful wife breaking apart before everyone, caught between love and heartbreak. The lawyer allows the moment of silence before he quietly inquires, Mrs. Brown, do you still think your husband is innocent? Robyn dries her tears, her trembling hand. I don't know what to think anymore. Kody leans in, his voice pleading. Robyn, please, don't do this. You're all that I have left. Christine can't help it. Her voice slices through the tension like a knife. And that's why you used her, Kody. Because she's the only one who still had faith in you. Until now. Robyn gives her a look, painful but unyielding. Don't pretend you care about me, Christine. You've been holding out for this moment, waiting for me to fall apart. But you don't get it. You don't know what it's like to be the only one keeping everything from falling apart. Christine's smirk evaporates. For the first time she looks not at an adversary, but a woman just as damaged as she used to be. The judge clears his throat. Miss Brown, we will continue this testimony after a short recess. His gavel comes down with a crack of authority. As the room stirs, whispers rise like smoke. Christine turns to Janelle. She's cracking. She's finally seeing the truth. Janelle, though, does not respond. Her gaze is fixed on Robyn, who slouches in the witness chair, holding a tissue, her body shaking. It's a photograph of a torn-in-two woman, between the man she loves and the truth that she can no longer keep hidden. Kody moves toward her hesitantly at recess, but she doesn't glance up. He gets down beside her chair, his voice a low growl. You can't do this to me, Robyn. You can't. She slowly rolls her head toward him, her eyes flashing with pain. I didn't do this to you, Kody. You did this to yourself. And with that, the ground of their marriage shatters wide open for everyone to view. The recess is over, but when the courtroom doors open once more, the air is thick, practically charged. Everyone feels it. Something monumental is on the horizon. The sort of moment people will be discussing for years to come, reliving it in their heads like an episode of a television drama that became real somehow. Christine stands up and heads back to her seat, with an air of determined calm. In her hand, clutched like a hidden weapon, is a thin folder. Her lawyer leans over, speaking softly, and she nods once, her eyes never wavering from Kody. Kody, on his part, appears agitated. He taps his fingers against the table, his jaw clenched, eyes flicking toward Robyn. But Robyn refuses to meet his eyes. She sits rigidly, her face ashen, her body tilted slightly away from him. The judge demands order, and Christine's lawyer stands. Your Honor, with your permission, we would like to offer into evidence a collection of diary pages that have recently surfaced. They were authored by Mr. Brown himself. Gasp runs through the courtroom. Kody leaps up from his seat. What? That's absurd. I never. The judge bangs his gavel. Mr. Brown, sit down at once. Christine's lawyer waves the folder. These pages were given to us by an insider with the family. We have authenticated the handwriting and compared it to previous signed papers. The genuineness is not an issue. Robyn finally lifts her head, her eyes wide. Diary pages, she breathes, her voice shaking. Christine can't suppress a smug smile. Yes, Robyn, his diary. In his own words. The judge inclines his head. Go on. The lawyer unfurls the first page and starts reading out loud. The room falls silent, each ear tensed for the words. I feel trapped. Each day is a battle I don't win. Christine is dead. Janelle is fading away. Mary is a ghost in my life. Robyn is faithful. Yes, but faithfulness isn't always enough. I wonder if perhaps it's time to seek out something new. Someone new. A murmur of shock fills the courtroom. Robyn's hand shoots to her mouth, her eyes shining with new tears. Christine leans forward, her tone acidic. This isn't gossip, Kody. This is your writing. Your words. Do you deny it? Kody nods his head wildly. That was private. You had no right. Christine interrupts him, her voice increasing in intensity. You lied to all of us. You lied to her. She points in Robyn's direction. And all the time, you were writing about seeking out someone new, behind our backs. Robyn shakes, her voice cracking. Tell me it isn't true, Kody. Tell me that this isn't your hand. Kody's mouth opens, but nothing is said. His silence is more deafening than any denunciation could possibly be. The courtroom seems to be holding its breath in anticipation of the explosion that everyone knows is imminent. The lawyer goes on, turning the page. Another bit. Sometimes I think about what it would be like to walk away. To start over with someone who doesn't question me, who doesn't resist me. I deserve that kind of loyalty. I deserve a woman who will follow me without hesitation. Robyn weeps openly now, shaking her shoulders. Janelle would reach out by instinct, nearly laying a comforting hand on her arm, but catches herself. It isn't her battle. It's Robyn's comeuppance. Kody finally blows his top. Those words don't mean what you think. I was blowing off steam, that's all. I was mad, irritable. You can't put my personal thoughts on trial. Christine stands up, her voice echoing with anger.
Private thoughts? Do you have any idea how many nights I cried myself to sleep when you were writing about replacements? How many times we pleaded for you to just be truthful with us, and yet you wrote fantasies in a book while you lied to our faces? Robyn's crying escalates to jagged, furious breaths. She faces Kody, her words shaking but firm. And what about me? You allowed me to defend you. You allowed me to think you loved me more than anything in the world. Was I just another entry? Another piece of your fantasy until someone better showed up? Kody moves towards her, his arms out. Robyn, no, you're different. You've always been. Don't. Her words slash him like a knife. Don't you dare tell me I'm different. Not after you wrote that. Not after you considered leaving me too. For the first time, Robyn is not sobbing out of weakness. She's sobbing out of fury, and it rocks Kody to his foundation. The lawyer doesn't finish. He produces a final page. This one is the most revealing. Your Honor. He clears his throat and reads, if Christine thinks she can outsmart me, she's wrong. If Janelle thinks she can escape me, she's mistaken. If Robyn ever discovers what I really desire, everything will fall apart. But perhaps that is what must occur. The room explodes. Christine bangs her hand on the table. Janelle mumbles a prayer under her breath. Robyn has her face hidden behind her hands, shaking spasmodically. Kody jumps up out of his chair. That's it. You can't read anymore. It's my life, my mind. You can't distort it into something it isn't. But no one is listening. The harm is done. The diary has spoken louder than any evidence. Christine rises slowly, her eyes searing into Kody. You always believed you were the smartest person in the room. But now the entire world can see just who you are. In your own handwriting. Robyn puts down her hands, her face smeared with tears. She looks at Kody as if discovering him for the first time. I don't even know you anymore, she whispers. The quiet that comes after is crushing, more potent than any gavel bang, any yelled tirade. It's the echo of a family breaking apart, bit by bit. The clang of the diary pages being placed on the stand rings out louder than it ought to, as loud as the slam of a trap finally snapping shut. The courtroom is claustrophobic, as if the walls themselves are closing in to hear every whisper, every ragged breath. Robyn freezes, her face pale, her hands shaking as if she is holding the last threads of her existence. Kody attempts to regain composure, his voice pained against the weight of silence. You don't understand. None of you understand. Those were thoughts, just thoughts, nothing more. Christine laughs bitterly, but there is no happiness in it. Thoughts. Those weren't just thoughts, Kody. They were plans. They were confession. You wrote about us like we were pawns in your game. Robyn slowly turns to him, eyes empty, as if a shroud had been torn from them. And what was I, Kody? Was I the reward for playing it better than them? Or was I just another piece on your board? Cody's lips open, but no words are forthcoming. His silence cuts deeper than any lie could. The judge clears his throat, but even he appears not to want to break into the naked human unfolding before him. Mr. Brown, you will be given a chance to explain your motives. For the time being, the evidence tells its own story. The evidence. The word pounds Robyn, like a hammer. Evidence isn't gossip. Evidence isn't rumor. Evidence is fact. Her chest lifts and falls in shallow gasps, fear bubbling under her ribs. Christine takes advantage of the moment, her voice honed to a knife. All those years you vowed allegiance to her, you declared to everyone that she was your everything. And yet here it is, black and white, your own hand testifying otherwise. Janelle finally speaks, her tone firm but tinged with sadness. You see, I always wondered. Each time he brushed me aside, each time he treated Christine like she was nothing. I figured maybe Robyn truly was his chosen one. But now I understand. Robyn, you were never chosen. You were merely temporary solace, until he could find someone else. Robyn's head is shaken wildly. No, that can't be true. She grasps at her necklace, her eyes darting desperately from the women to Kody. Tell me it's not true, Kody. Tell me you didn't write those things. Cody's face contorts, rage supplanting fear. I told you, Robyn. They aren't what they appear to be. I was under stress. Do you know what it feels like to have everyone ripping you apart? Accusing you of being out of control, second-guessing you? I needed an outlet. Christine's voice cracks like thunder. You had an outlet. We had a husband. We had a father. And instead we had a man writing about new women while our family disintegrated. Every gaze in the courtroom is upon Kody, but for the first time nobody is in his corner. Robyn scoots back in her chair. The screech against the floor loud and abrupt. She rises, her body shaking but her voice growing in strength. I stood up for you. I stayed with you when everyone else abandoned. I gave up everything for you. And this is how you perceived me. Interchangeable. A stand-in, Kody lunges out as if attempting to get his hand on her before she appears. Robyn, you don't realize. No. Her cry echoes so loudly that the bailiff automatically moves forward. Tears roll down her cheeks, but there is a spark in her eyes now. I get it. You exploited us. You exploited all of us. You were not creating a family, Kody. You were constructing an empire for yourself, and we were the bricks you placed. The gallery whispers, the tide of voices rising and falling. They nod. They shake their heads, but all of them are transfixed. Christine leans forward, her voice softer but sharper. You always claimed Robyn was your anchor. Guess even that's breaking apart now. Robyn turns back to her. But anger is not what she sees, something more like solidarity.
You told me, she whispers. You all told me, and I didn't listen. Janelle's face relaxes, her voice filled with a hint of compassion. It wasn't your fault, Robyn. He made all of us think we were special, all the way up to the point where we weren't. Robyn's knees give way, and she clutches the table edge. The betrayal is too large, too overwhelming. But beneath the pain, a new resolve is taking shape, stealing her backbone. The wives are no longer broken. For the first time, they are united by the same reality. Kody had betrayed all of them. Kody senses it too. The earth beneath him shifting. His power is slipping, the grip he held on for decades unraveling minute by minute. His voice becomes pleading, desperate. You think you can stand up to me? You think this court is concerned with your emotion? This is about land, about holdings, about legal entitlement, not your sentimental complaints. The judge's eyebrow goes up in approval. To the contrary, Mr. Brown. When your own writing contradicts your sworn testimony, when it places your motives with family assets in doubt, then yes, your emotional complaints are suddenly highly pertinent. Kody scowls up at the bench, but the battle is taking its toll on him. He appears older, diminished, as if he is witnessing his own crumble to ashes. Robyn dabs at her tears, her voice steady but low. I remained because I believed you were worth it. I believed love meant waiting on your husband regardless of what. But love isn't meant to hurt like this. Love isn't meant to tear you down. The words sit between them, and for an eternity no one works up the courage to say anything. Christine finally speaks, her tone softer than before. You still have a choice, Robyn. You can remain standing by him, or you can stand for yourself once and for all. Robyn shuts her eyes, taking a deep breath. When they open again, there's no room for hesitation, just clarity. She addresses the judge. Your Honor, I wish to make an adjustment to my testimony. I can no longer defend Kody Brown. I must speak the truth. Gasps move through the court once more. Kody steps forward, his voice breaking. Robyn, no, don't do that. You're all I have left. She doesn't glance in his direction. Her eyes are fixed on the judge, unwavering and unblinking. Then perhaps you never had anything at all. The switch is complete. Robyn has gone over, and Kody is completely alone. If you're still watching this emotional unraveling, you're exactly the kind of person who belongs in our family here on Sister Wife Daily Scoop.
Stick with us, we've got more secrets to uncover together. The hush that falls over the courtroom is almost sacred. Every whisper dies, every cough suppressed. As Robyn rises, her hands still tremble, but her voice, when it comes, carries a strength that surprises. Your Honor, she starts, looking only briefly at the judge before turning to the gallery and locking eyes. I have to come. I have been quiet too long, and silence has allowed Kody to maintain his control. But not today.
Kody leaps to his feet, his face red with anger. Robyn, don't you dare. The judge bangs his gavel. Mr. Brown, sit down. You will stay quiet while the witness is testifying. Robyn winces at the crack of the gavel but doesn't pause.
Her voice becomes firmer, building speed with each sentence. I used to believe that loyalty was about defending him regardless of what happened. I believed that if we kept our secrets close, it would keep the family close. But it only gave him greater freedom to play games with us, to lie to us, to steal from us until we had nothing. Christine leans forward, eyes bright. But this time they aren't flashing with anger at Robyn. There's something else there, something more like relief. Robyn swallows, her gaze flying to the pile of diary pages resting like a specter on the evidence table. Those entries, they weren't fantasy.
Kody shared things with me in secret. Things about women he'd been texting, new plans he'd confided late at night, always giving me assurances it was just talk. But somewhere inside me, I knew he did me. I knew one day I'd wake up and be just one of the discarded wives. A gasp runs through the gallery. The atmosphere is charged, each sentence from her mouth laced with betrayal. Kody clutches the edge of the table, his knuckles turning white. Lies, all lies. She's distorting everything. Robyn's eyes lash at him, tears welling but not falling. Am I? You told me Christine was bitter, Janelle was cold, Mary was weak. You poisoned me toward them so I'd be loyal to you. You made me feel like I was your one true love. But it was never love, was it, Kody? It was control. The phrases slice more keenly than any bit of evidence yet, because they don't belong to an adversary. They belong to the woman who once stood up for him with her entire heart. The judge leans forward. Mrs. Brown, are you stating that you intentionally misrepresented this court in your previous testimony? Robyn pauses, the pressure of the moment bearing down on her chest. Her words fall away, shaking but firm. Yes, I did. Because I was afraid. Because I did not want to believe what I already knew.